Everyone is chasing some dream in life. We run after success, wealth, love, or recognition, thinking that once we get there, everything will feel complete. Yet, when the day ends, many of us feel a strange emptiness inside. Have you ever felt this way? Like no matter what you do, life still feels incomplete, as if something important is missing. If yes, then today's story is especially for you. Stay with it till the end. It may change how you see your own life and happiness. In a quiet village, nestled between green rolling hills and a river that sparkled in the sunlight, there lived a young man named Daniel. On the surface, Daniel seemed to have it all. He was admired by everyone for his courage and determination. If there was ever a challenge in the village, Daniel was the first to step forward. When others hesitated, he stood tall. When things looked impossible, he gave his best without fear. People respected him deeply, often calling him a true fighter. But what no one could see was the silent battle inside Daniel's heart. Behind his strong smile and brave actions lived an unshakable sadness. He had achieved much in life, yet something always felt missing. It was as though a piece of his soul remained incomplete. No matter how much he accomplished, the feeling of emptiness followed him everywhere. And the more he ignored it, the heavier it grew, silently eating away at him. One night, unable to bear the weight any longer, Daniel decided he must find answers. He had often heard villagers speak about a wise old man named Eli, who lived alone in a wooden hut at the edge of the forest. They said Eli had a gift when people talked with him. It was like holding a mirror to their soul. His words were simple, yet they carried the power to change lives. So one morning, with determination in his heart, Daniel set out on the path to Eli's hut. The forest air was cool and calm. Birds chirped gently, and the river nearby whispered softly, as if guiding him toward his destination. After some time, Daniel finally reached the small hut. Outside, sitting peacefully on a wooden chair, was Eli. His eyes were calm, filled with quiet wisdom, and his smile carried warmth that made Daniel feel safe. "Grandpa Eli," Daniel began, his voice heavy with emotion, "I need your help. I work hard every day. I try to achieve everything that should make me happy. But no matter what I do, I feel empty inside. Please tell me, how can I find true happiness?" Eli looked at him carefully, not rushing to answer. Finally, with a calm tone, he said, "I will help you, Daniel. First, you must do something for me." He pointed to an old wooden bucket resting nearby. The bucket was worn out and clearly had cracks running along its sides. Eli continued, "Take this bucket to the river every day for 1 week. Fill it with water and bring it back here to pour into my well. Remember, the bucket has cracks in it. Do this faithfully, and then come back to me." Daniel was surprised. It sounded like a meaningless task. How could carrying water in a cracked bucket teach him anything about happiness? But he respected Eli's wisdom too much to refuse. With a nod, he agreed. The very next morning, Daniel began his task. He walked to the river under the bright sun, filled the bucket with water, and carried it back. By the time he reached the well, most of the water had leaked through the cracks. He poured the little that remained into the well, disappointed by the result. Still, he didn't quit. The second day was no different. Neither was the third or the fourth. Every day the water leaked out, and by the time Daniel reached the well, hardly anything was left. The walk was long, the sun was hot, and the work was tiring. After a week of this, Daniel felt both exhausted and discouraged. At the end of the 7th day, he returned to Eli with the bucket in his hand. "Grandpa," Daniel said with sadness, "I failed. I tried my best, but the cracks in this bucket made it impossible. Couldn't fill your well." But Eli just smiled gently, his eyes shining with kindness. "No, Daniel," he said, "you did not fail. You did exactly what I asked you to. Now turn around and look behind you." Daniel turned, and his eyes widened in shock. The once dry, dusty path he had walked each day was now alive with beauty. Green grass had sprouted, and wildflowers of different colors bloomed along the sides of the path. The lifeless road had been transformed into something vibrant and full of life. Daniel asked in wonder. Eli explained softly, "The water that leaked through the cracks gave life to the earth along your path. Each day, as you thought your efforts were wasted, you were unknowingly watering the ground. Those drops of water, which you saw as failure, created this beauty. And that, Daniel, is the truth about life. We are all like this cracked bucket. Each of us has flaws, weaknesses, and struggles. But those cracks don't make us useless. In fact, they can become the very reason for beauty to exist. Daniel stood still, letting the words sink into his heart. Eli continued, "True happiness is not found only when you achieve a final goal. It is found in the journey, in the way your actions, even imperfect ones, touch the world around you. Life is not just about reaching the destination, it is about the impact you leave along the way." In that moment, Daniel's perspective shifted completely. He realized that happiness doesn't only come from achieving everything you want. It comes from noticing the small but powerful differences you make, often without realizing it. He understood that even if his life wasn't perfect, every step he took mattered. Somewhere, somehow, he was leaving behind traces of beauty, just like the flowers blooming on the dusty path. Daniel returned to his village with a lighter heart. He didn't have all the answers, but he had something even greater: understanding. He no longer felt crushed by the emptiness inside. Instead, he began to see joy in the little things, in the way his actions shaped the lives of others, and in the quiet beauty that unfolded from his journey. And this is the lesson his story offers us. Too often, we obsess over the destination, believing happiness will come only after we achieve some great success. But the truth is, life's real beauty is in the journey. The cracks in our bucket, our flaws, mistakes, and struggles are not something to be ashamed of. They are what allow us to touch others, to bring light into the world, even when we don't notice it ourselves. So the next time you feel incomplete or broken, remember Daniel and the cracked bucket. Happiness is not about being perfect. It is about creating beauty along the way. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with someone you care about. Thank you for being with us.